Hi, yeah, Xavier. Welcome to my bonsai retreat, and especially welcome to those of you who've returned for the second part of this Tony Anniversary Special, celebrating his trees and what he's brought to our UK community and international community. Those of you who haven't seen part one, well, have a look in the description or at the card at the end of this video. Definitely suggest you go watch that, because in that I worked on Tony's field maple and also on his triple trunk Zelkova, and we also had some update on a few of Tony's field grown trees, as well as something from Adam on some trees that Tony let him have. When we finished off, I was talking about this Nothofagus, and I can't hold myself. I've made the decision already, and I don't like it. So I'm just gonna do that. Use a bit of Adam of Notion Bonsai's cut paste. I'm always going on about this because I love it, and I'm just gonna put a little bit on the top there, and hopefully when I look at your comments for part one, you're all, well, some of you at least, are going to say I should cut it down, and I think we're going to grow something really nice there. I'm not going to cut any of the other branches. I just want to let that go and see what happens. Shall we crack on now with the rest? No, in fact, let's go and listen to John, Tony's dad, as he tells us about a few more of Tony's well-known trees, all of which you can see if you check out his channel.
I think they call this one a raft style, and if people remember, he laid that into a pig trough. Next to it is a lovely tree. I don't know where he got this one from. It's a lovely one. Again, he had to put that in a big box. This is one, and look at the trunk on that. I don't know what tree that is. Some of the smaller cuttings and seedlings that he planted. We've got in here Scots pine and Japanese pine. You can see this was a group planting that he did. Again, I think he did a video on this one. And we just recently cut that down. This was another one. And there's a dead rhino in it there. There, that's better. He was trying to make that into some sort of jungle thing, I think. And finally, the other group planting. This is a lovely tree in this. He had this idea and he went out and bought this beautiful tree, and then got these trees. I think we can call some of these big successes. This is one of Tony's more recent projects. I know that because I did it with him, and he went and bought this pot especially for the purpose. There. He had a tree all ready for it. He got this rather nice pot. He asked me to bring some rocks round as a sample, and he chose this one along with a few of the smaller ones. And then what he did was he got himself a little Land Rover and some sheep to make it look like a proper Lake District setting. And I think he's achieved it. As you move closer in, look at that tree and the roots climbing down, and then the big rock. Yeah, I think we can call that a success, Tony.
That's brilliant. Thanks ever so much for those updates, John, and I am really looking forward to getting up there and getting these little inexperienced mitts and shears all over them. So when we left off last time, I'd been teasing you with an update on Tony's silver birches, which originated from I think it was a 9 or 10 tree planting that I won at the raffle. In fact, it's the first raffle I've ever won. Now, there's quite a story with how they've developed. Some of them made it, some of them haven't, and there's a whole load of videos on that, again, which you'll find the link in the description. Now, both Tony and I shared a love of silver birches, and in the UK you can get them so easily, they pop up all over the place. Hey, why don't we have a look and see what I did with the ones that he let me have. Now, this is the one I thought had absolutely brilliant movement, and I've got a nice strong branch here. Looking around here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, all growing pretty well from that same point here. Do I need to prune anything there? Well, truthfully, no. I can continue to let strength go, and that one will continue to fly out that way. But that's probably the one I don't actually want. I definitely want this one, and I want more vigour going to this. Probably don't want this going out as much. Again, as soon as you start getting branching, that's when you do want to prune back. So we'll just prune back a little bit. I've got this one, which I don't want, but I do want, quite like the look of this one, I think. Yeah, I'm going to let this grow out, and I think all I'll do for now is just cut this one back. Haven't got an entire decision, so we'll let this grow up, this grow out, and this grow out. Ultimately, it's that movement is brilliant, that's strong, and I think really with the strength going there, that's where I want a lot more strength going. Let that continue to grow out and thicken, and potentially that one maybe, or that side one. Then we can start thinking about the design, but I just love the movement that's on this trunk. So yeah, it's on its way. It certainly hasn't died. I think it's done a lot better for getting into this free draining soil. This one is going to be more, hopefully more literati style. Pruning wise, got a little shoot down the bottom. I'm going to keep it, to be honest, but I am going to get rid of, there's a few little suckers growing down here, so we'll get rid of these, clean up that. Little one down the bottom there. Why am I keeping that? Because potentially that will grow and this may become a twin trunk, so I want to keep that option open to it, so we'll let that go. Dead branch there, unfortunately. Probably don't need that. And just let that there. The stub there. Probably that's as far as this is going to go. I like that to grow out. I think you can see clearly, there's still a lot of growing this has to do. What I don't want to do is stunt it too much, but I don't want too much energy going up here. Quite happy, I'd like more stuff down here. It'd be lovely if I could get something here, which is why, because I've got nothing here, that's the reason I'm looking at this one, potentially going up to that sort of height and providing branching there. Actually don't want that. All of these sort of cuts, I'll put some cut paste on, and I'm very aware I've got little green aphids, so needs a spray as well. So really all I do now is just shorten off some of these branches. Like that. And that is that one. I quite like that one actually. So we now have a look at the one that's an absolute terror. This one either cries out to kill me. No, this one, whoa, and I knew when I planted it that it was going to be an issue. Potentially raft, so I take the whole underside there off and hopefully get some ground layer roots. That's something I may decide to do in the spring, let me know. Otherwise we've got this great big branch coming out from the base here, and you can't see it, and I know it's difficult, but it's actually at right angles to a very, very thick trunk. So if I was to try and change the angle, it's going to be a classic 90-degree right angle there, which, yeah, not ideal. Maybe if you remove it, concentrate the growth up there, I think that's actually the only solution. Yeah. I think that's the only solution. I don't know, unless unless I put wire. And what's nice is it's definitely nice and solid in there. It means it's developing roots. What I could do, you see, I've got 2 trunks coming off here. Cut that back a little bit further. Should probably roll on some putty on that, to be fair. Is there potentially a tree growing in there without this? I don't know. Look, this one has never really filled me with any sort of anything. So I tell you what, you tell me what you would do. I don't need to do, all I will do is prune off some side branching, so let those go on, but just halt the side branch development. I want that to continue, but I don't want the side branch going on. Hopefully you can see where the problem is down here. Between that thick trunk there and this branch is pretty well 90 degrees. Maybe a little bit of wire, but you're still going to have that ugly angle. Whether it would work slightly like that, I don't know. But this is one of those times where I'm looking at that material thinking, is there anything about it that's worth the effort? Do you know what? I think in this instance I'm going to be relying entirely on yourselves. If I leave it, it's not going to make any difference to the tree. It'll only get healthier. You let me know in the comments what option you would take with this one, and we'll see whose idea I take in the spring. Well, another tree that definitely caused some great debate in the comments was the Hawthorn, which was his split trunk, where he split it down the length 4 different ways. Absolutely incredible feat, and what I'll say to you is it's made this into a very unique but healthy looking hawthorn. Now this did suffer heavily from the red cedar rust. It has had an effect, and 1 or more 2 leaves have still got it on there. But is it healthy? Yes, and I know some of you are really unhappy that I cut some branches off. Well, I had to. I need to open this up. I've now got this nice long branch here, which probably could do with just a little bit of wire being added to it. Same with this one here. So I'm just going to add a little bit of wire right now and then come back to you. Now while other me is adding that wire, because that's ever so boring, I just thought I'd quickly point to some of Tony's seedlings. There's a combination of stuff here, black pine, I think there's Scots pine, there might be something else, there's also a birch. But either way, what I'll say to you is the seeds is going to be definitely subject to a different special, and I won't show it till I've got 2 or 3 years worth of footage. But hey, they are all healthy and they're all thriving, so I'm very, very happy with Tony's seedlings. But you will see those in a later video. In fact, if you want to make sure you don't miss it, this is an ideal time for you to make sure you've hit bell notifications and selected all. And all you need to do is when you see that notification, which you've obviously allowed on your phone, wait for the one that says, you know, Tony Seeds Update. Then you'll get to see this. But yeah, if you do that for me, absolutely brilliant. Should we go back to me doing the wire? Oh no, I want to show you one other of his trees that you'll see in another video that obviously you need notifications on for to know about. It's this. It's his tin can cypress. It's his tin can spruce. It's probably changed a little bit because I've put more wire on it. This too is going to feature in a repot video. Actually, probably very, very soon, next few weeks. So definitely want to see that and see the problems I'm going to have getting it out of that tin. Anyone got any ideas? It's a tin flue. I'm not sure how on earth that's going to work out. I think I had a lot of suggestions to just push it up and push it out, but I hope I don't have to try and cut it. Could be very messy. Anyway, now we'll go back and see how that wire looks on the hawthorn. Now, I'm sure you remember I said that I wanted to actually use that crow's foot as a feature. You can't quite see it probably there. So all I've done is just put some movement off that way, let that continue to grow. Movement here for a back branch. Again, I let that grow out. This branch is probably the problematic one, and probably is going to get removed because I actually want this one to grow out, but it hasn't yet. So all I am going to do is probably just for now, until I see what happens, is cut that one back, let that grow out, and then we've got this one. I want this to continue to grow, or we actually look at this one as the future, in which case we need to get rid of that. Let that grow out, let that grow out. In terms of here, I just need to shorten that, but I think it's going to be there actually, so I'm just going to cut that there. Front's in there somewhere. I mean, I'll give it a spin just so you can get a better idea of it, and you tell me whether you see perhaps a better front. I mean, if you ignore the crow's foot, shrubs are wide out for back branches. Yeah. So, and it could be I just remove that entirely and the front's closer in there somewhere. So that is his split trunk hawthorn. Just the larch. Oh! And a very, very interesting tangled up Scots pine. Should we come back for that after lunch? Because I'm hungry. Right, well, it's time to hit the larch, and you know that of all the trees, larch is probably my favourite and the one I know most about. And as I said earlier, he took this when I sent it up to him as a challenge. I think it was relatively straight. He put all his vet's tape on it, bent it, did all sorts of stuff with it, but produced this. And I know the last video of it you saw was when I think I might have done some pruning on it, but this is really turning into something special. All I need to do is prune back to my next set of desired buds with the aim of hopefully getting a final little flush out right through and really maximize the ramification on this. So again, you've seen me do lots of larch videos. I've probably had another one in the pipeline. There's going to be one for winter. So if you want to see the detailed work on larch, then please go to the playlist in the description, or indeed that video there. So I'm going to crack on and show you how it looks when I'm finished. So there it is, and literally, as I say, up the top is literally gone all the way back to the base walls, so I get hopefully two popping very close to the top. As we've got lower down, I've allowed just a little bit of length, probably 1.5 centimeters on these, where I can get the first part of bifurcation. It's a pretty little tree, and it's got lovely curves. So overall, pretty happy with that. Which leads us to the last one we're going to discuss today. So, who wants to look at the Scots pine then? So here it is. It's the big, I don't know, he did a massive trunk chop on it there. Really big one. Again, they've all got their own videos. I went very twisty-wisty with the branching. I was more inclined with getting it was all drooping down. I was more inclined with getting it pointing upwards, getting those buds reaching for the sky, so to speak. Very S Club 7. You know, if you look at this, there are lots and lots of healthy growth all around this, apart from there. And that's easy to deal with. In fact, I might reuse that wire and do something with that there. I want to be very careful. That's a nice new bud. I really just want to perhaps do something like that. Okay. Again, just to get that to point up to the sun. Anything else I need to do? Got a few browning bits. That part that died I can now cut there. Get rid of a few of those needles, but truthfully this still needs to continue to grow in vigour. I'm very optimistic. Just here we've got one branch, and then we've got a division of 1, 2, 3. So I can make a choice right now which ones I keep. And looking at this, I probably want this branch here, but because I've got these coming up, I don't want that. I could remove the centre, but if you look at the way that cuts across, that's very wide. So what I'm actually going to do is get rid of that one. I'm going to shorten that one right back to there, so it's the same length as there. Again here I'm going to shorten this one so it's the same length, shorten that one so it's the same length. Got one under here, I'm just going to leave that grow. What have we got? One little one in there, little one there. Nothing opposite each other, so I don't need to. Oh, here we go. We've got it again. 1, 2. So in this case, I've got one on that side, but nothing on here. So I'm going to remove that one and just shorten off that one. And that's all I will continue to do. Just really making sure, old dead needles, get rid of those. Again here, I actually want strength to come through this, because when you're still looking to build, basically build your branch, you want, I mean, I could go nice long growth. That in itself will hopefully bring about back budding anyway. And then with younger material, that's the idea we do. You just let the branching grow, you will get back budding. Okay, well that's the Scots pine continuing its journey. This is all about building strength in the roots and then looking for opportunities to either get bifurcation through multiple buds, and doing the pruning now midsummer means this tree's got time to set the buds for next year. It's a single flush, you definitely won't get another flush this year. Lots of needle mass still on there. I don't intend doing any needle plucking or anything like that, and it's interesting, and I think a lot. I just wish I thought the right way. So that's it, except for one thing. I did remember there was one more silver birch. We've seen it in another video. It's that one. It's the one where I had a little stump bit at the corner there, and we've got this lovely little clump growth going from it. So that's the last of Tony's trees. Okay, well that's pretty well me done for the trees that I've got here. I'm going to be working on this Japanese maple, which is something I've grown from a little wee bubba, and that's going to be something very, very interesting. But what I thought I'd do is say thanks very much to those who contributed, Adam particularly, and if anyone else has some of Tony's trees and just never got the chance to send anything in, then please, you can do that. Just send them through via WeTransfer to this email address, and it'll form part of a Tony special some point in the future. Otherwise, I've got one more word from Adam, because apparently he did some outtakes. Who knew?
Hi Xavier. Boom! You alright Xavier? Hi Xavier. Boom! Xavier, how's it going? Boom! Hi Xavier. Hey Xavier. Boom! How's it going Xavier? Bubbles! Oh hi Xavier. Oh hey Xavier. It's Adam. Oh hi Xavier and the wider bonsai community. This is Adam coming at you from. Hi Xavier. Oh hi Xavier. Tony's Bonsai Extravaganza. Oh hi Xavier. Hi Xavier. Hi Xavier. Boom. Xavier. Oh hi Xavier. Oh hi. You caught me watering the trees. It's a beautiful sunny day in Lancaster.
Well, thanks very much for that, Adam. I appreciate the effort you put into doing that, and really all that's left for me to say is, again, Tony's Bonsai has still got an operating channel. His family are still trying to upload the odd clips here and there, and again, thank you very much to John for the clips that he sent for me to use on this particular special. But description, link to his channel is in the description, and I will be going up north to have a look at those trees in person with a few of my friends. Apart from that, hey, I'm showing off another tree. In fact, this was a larch that had a disgusting base, and I put a pot around it. I'm going to be taking that pot off soon and see whether or not we've got some roots for a ground layer so I can actually separate it and grow it with a fresh rootstock. that's another thing coming in the future. So I think we're pretty well done. So from me, I just had to thank you all who've participated or taken the time to watch. Another big thank you to John and to Tony's family for the trust they show in me in allowing me to do these specials. And really, I think all I'd like to amplify is that Tony enjoyed bonsai. He wasn't pretentious about it. He just got in there, both hands, and showed you how easy it can be and how much fun it can be. You know, you don't need to have expensive stuff. You don't need to have wealth of experience and knowledge. You just need to have a desire to mangle some trees. And I'll tell you what, Tony liked mangling the odd tree. But seriously, thank you ever so much. I wish you all the best. Happy bonsaiing, and I'll see you soon.
Well, hopefully that gives you an idea about what's happened to some of Tony's trees. If anybody would be interested in owning one or two of Tony's bonsais, please get in touch and we can arrange a time for you to come round and have a look round. That's me done for now. Bye.